So to start out, how did you both become involved in it, and sort of what was it that drew you to it?
We were approached by Agbo and the Russo brothers as they looked for creative producers to create different shows around the world, and they came to us in Italy, and they gave us very little information and said, "Come back with a pitch." And obviously, the concept of what they wanted to do for this project was so exciting, was so never been done before. Um, we definitely wanted to be a part of it. Uh, that said, I felt that we needed to approach our show um, by exploring something that wasn't in Citadel as deeply as they were able to, and so it was, let's turn the tables and and tell our story from the point of view of the bad guys, from the point of view of Manticore, but without losing Citadel completely, and therefore through the eyes of a Citadel agent who had infiltrated before the fall of Citadel, but then ended up being trapped for 8 years.
What about you, Matilda, though? What was there anything in particular that made you want to do it for sure?
Well, pretty much everything about it, but I mean, beginning with the Russo brothers and Agbo, and then Gina reached out and she sent me the script of the first episode, and I was very tired that period, that moment of my life. I remember, but while I was reading the script, I was blown away by this Diana girl, who she is, what she does, what will she do, and I became a spectator myself while I was reading. So when I feel that kind of urge to know what's next, it makes me feel that I want to be the one who tells the story, and that embodies the character. So I pretty much fell in love with it, and that was it.
Let me ask Matilda, did you watch the original or anything to kind of I mean, I know it's a different character, but did you do that at all in order to prepare for this?
Yeah, of course. Also because as I said, I'm a fan of the Russo brothers, so I from Marvel Studio to Citadel, I was interested in their
Mhm.
work. So and of course I was invited to the premiere a year and a half ago in London, so I got to see the first two episodes on the big screen, and it was fantastic. And I loved the show, and it was actually important for me. I mean, our series can stand for himself or for herself, but still it was important for me to understand the world of Citadel a little bit better in order to to be prepared to, and just for me.
All
So
right. Now, Gina, having to, I guess, fit into this world that's already there, did that at all kind of, I guess, limit what you were able to do, or did that make it easier because you already kind of had a blueprint, I guess,
Well, there
as you
was,
were?
but Blueprint. There were only two things. The two things was that there was this world in which there were two rival spy agencies vying for power, and one existed for 100 years, and the other as of 2017, and that Citadel had fallen, and Manticore had sort of taken over, and that was it. The rest was whatever you want within that context. And so it was just amazing how much creative freedom we had to explore that, um, based on those three things, you know?
Yeah.
So no
Let's
constraints.
no. So talk a bit about some of there's a lot of fighting, a lot of shooting.
yeah.
What was that? Do you like that kind of stunt work? What was that like for you? And did you go through any weapons training? I mean, I know some of them are maybe a little different, but with some of the effects added.
Well, I went through 4 months of training with the stunt team. It was actually the fun part for me because I have a past as a gymnast. So growing up, you know, I grew up doing backflips and stuff like that. So it was, I mean, I felt like a child again doing something that I used to love so much, and that training remembered me how much I loved it, how much I used to love that. So the weapon training was a bit harder for me because at the beginning, I mean, it feels strange because they weigh a lot and they're scary. Even if you know they're fake, it's still something very unreal.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that was the hard part. But at the end of the day, I found myself enjoying that part as well because I knew it was a part of the process of building the character. And yeah, I had so much fun. You know, I went to see them last week. I went to find my coach, and still I wanted to do it all over again.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
It's fun.
I would do it all over again.
It definitely looks fun, but looks difficult. Did you, I guess, did you do any of the motorcycle riding? I'm kind of assuming you probably really didn't, but I was just curious.
No, well, you got me. The motorcycle riding was was a bit too much for me. Was a bit too hard for me. But everything else, everything that concerns choreography and punching and using the weapon,
Hand-to-hand combat.
and-
You
yeah,
did all of that.
yeah, I did
stuff
all
and-
of that. What was too dangerous for me also because I had to shoot a whole series, so it wasn't clever to make me do something too much dangerous. And I only had 4 months of training, and I used it to the fullest. But still, next time I'll do that.
Was there anything like character-wise that you had trouble connecting with her?
No, not at all. I feel like, as I told you, when I, it's like when you fall in love with someone, you know, you accept everything about him. You have to, because otherwise you cannot love it. So for me, it was really easy to connect with her. We're very different, so it was a work of empathy. But in the end, I think the journey of Diana is the journey of her finding her own self, you know, and the freedom and the power to be really free from her traumas, from her past, from her demons, from Manticore as well. So, but it was actually very easy for me to connect with her.
Gina, was there anything in particular you found challenging in this overall journey as a showrunner?
You know, it's so funny, and I think that it was, and I've made a lot of films and TV over the years. This was a show where, despite the challenges every single day, it felt like a dream. And every day was fun. Every day was really, really hard, but every day you sort of felt like you were making something special and new, and maybe because I had never done anything like it before. Obviously, when you're creating a near future in practical locations, it's very complex. So I don't want to sugarcoat it because very different than a lot of shows. We build very little. I can think of 2 sets that we built in our entire series. So, the rest are all real. And once you're mixing the real with the imagined, it gets hard.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed it. I especially like the senior like sliding down the wire thing.
Zip
That
line.
was really crazy. That was fun. All right. Well, thank you both so much. I
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much. Thank you
Have a
for
good
enjoying
rest
the
of your
first
day.
2.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye bye.